Hi class, here we are with the last short video before our first exam. We are finishing up the first three chapters and especially chapter 3, the analysis of consumer demand. Today we're going to have a short video on changes in preferences. This is our last comparative static. We've had comparative statics that changed income, all else constant. We've had comparative statics that changed prices, all else constant. And now we're going to look at comparative statics that look at changing preferences, all else constant. A lot of times students have a difficulty with the preference piece of the comparative statics, and it's just a matter of looking at geometries. So let's say that here we are again with QF and QO. Only now I'm going to change QF to QT, or toys, because that's what your textbook does on page 77 in figure 3.15. If you'd like to also look there. Now, we're going to just say that we have some budget line that's given. And we also have utility. And we'll say that this is a household that is before a child is added to the household. So we have some demand for toys and some demand for other goods. What kind of toys? Maybe you have a pet, so they're dog toys. So we're going to say, with the addition of a child to the household, we are going to say that the household's utility looks like U2. They have changed the shape of their indifference curve. They've changed their preferences. Remember, for an individual set of preferences, indifference curves can't cross. When they cross, you know that preferences have changed. So if we look at I'll use green. The original budget line, the original indifference curve, and we look at Q toy 2, or getting one more unit of toys, we see that the consumer was willing to give up this much of other goods to get one more unit of toys. But now, here we are with this next preferences, and I'll look, or the new preferences, and I'll use blue now. To get this same additional unit of toys, this household was willing to give up much more in the new set of preferences represented by that red indifference curve. So how do we actually analyze this using comparative statics to find out where this household might be in equilibrium given the new set of preferences? We know that with these red preferences, the household is not in equilibrium because it crosses the budget line in two different places. It crosses it here, and it crosses it here. This household could be on a higher indifference curve, a higher red indifference curve, representing these red preferences, that represents a different set of consumption possibilities. And indeed, this household, when preferences change, is going to demand Q03 of other goods and QT3 of toys. Given their change of preference, same budget constraint, they demanded less of other goods and more toys. Now, how did we get there? How did we actually draw this comparative static? Remember, our budget constraint did not change. So here we go. Our original demand for toys right here, point of tangency for toys. Oops, sorry, I wrote an F. I meant toys. Q toy 1 and other goods. Remember, we changed their preferences and we said that the new set of preferences looked like this. That is shallow, crossing exactly where we were at equilibrium before. Shallow or indifference curve. We said that, oh, there are many indifference curves shaped like this red one, and only one of them is tangent to the new budget line. And there you go. Q toy 2. We've increased in the new equilibrium our demand for toys and decreased our demand for other goods. Students have a really hard time knowing how to draw this. Let's do it one more time. We have a point of tangency. We have a new set of preferences that crosses at that point of tangency. And we find the new equilibrium. So we've increased from Q toy 1 to Q toy 2. Their income didn't change. The household didn't face different prices. They just faced different preferences. So this red indifference curve, there's an infinite number moving out that don't cross. Why did it cross with the black indifference curve? It's because preferences changed. So we are now at the end of our material. There was a lot of it, so you should be ready for exam 1.